start with something funny. Heard about this 85-year-old lady. She went on a blind date with a 90-year-old man. She returned to her daughter's home later that evening and seemed upset. Daughter said, "Mom, what's wrong?" She said, "I had to slap him 3 times. She said, "You mean he tried to get fresh?" She said, "No, I thought he was dead." I heard about this teenager. He'd just gotten his driver's license. He asked his dad about borrowing the car. His dad said, "Son, I'll make a deal with you. If you'll bring your grades up, read your Bible every day, and cut your hair, I'll let you borrow the car." A month later, he came back and asked about it. Dad said, "Well, son, you've brought your grades up. You've been reading your Bible, but you still haven't cut your hair." He said, "Well, Dad, I've been thinking about it. Moses had long hair. Samson had long hair. Even Jesus had long hair." Dad said, "Yes, son," and they walked everywhere they went. There's something funny. Heard about this minister. He parked in a no parking zone downtown in a large city. He left a note on the windshield, said, "Officer, I've circled this block 10 times. If I don't park here, I'm going to miss my appointment." In big letters he wrote, "Forgive us our trespasses." Returned to his car and he found he had a ticket. The officer had written him a note. It said, "Sir, I've circled this block for 10 years. If I don't give you a ticket, I could lose my job." Big letters he wrote, "Lead us not into temptation." Heard about this pastor. He was in the lobby after service greeting people. He saw a man that he hadn't seen in a long, long time. Pulled him to the side and said, "Brother, you need to join the army of the Lord." The man said, "What are you talking about? I'm in the army of the Lord." Pastor said, "Well, how come I only see you at Christmas and on Easter?" He whispered back, "Because I'm in the Secret Service." Hold up, divide. A Jewish rabbi and a televangelist. They stopped at a farmhouse for lodging, and the farmer said, "I only have room for 2 in the house. Someone's going to have to stay in the barn." The Hindu priest said, "I'll do it." A few minutes, there was a knock on the door. He said, "I can't stay out there. There's a cow, and cows are sacred in our religion." Jewish rabbi said, "I'll do it." A few minutes, there was a knock on the door. He said, "I can't stay out there. There's a pig, and that wouldn't be kosher." The televangelist finally said, "All right, I'll do it." In a few minutes, there was a knock on the door. It was the cow and the pig. I heard about this reporter. He was visiting churches all across the country. While in New York, he noticed this golden telephone on the wall and a sign that said calls $10,000 per minute. He asked the pastor what it meant. The pastor explained that was a direct line to heaven. If you were willing to pay the price, you could talk directly to God. He continued visiting different churches and saw the same phone with the same sign. When he finally made it to Texas, he saw the phone, but the sign said calls 25 cents per minute. Intrigued, he asked the pastor why it was so much cheaper. The pastor said, "You're in Texas. Now it's a local call." Heard about this 5-year-old boy named Tommy. It was his grandmother's birthday. After wishing her a happy birthday, he said, "Grandmother, how old are you?" She said, "Tommy, I'm 39 and holding." He thought about it a moment and said, "Grandmother, how old would you be if you let go?" I heard about this pastor and this song leader. They weren't getting along. It started to spill over into the services. One Sunday morning, the pastor spoke on being willing to change. Afterwards, the song leader got up and led the song, "I Shall Not Be Moved." Next week, the pastor spoke about being a giver. The song leader got up and led the song, "Jesus Paid It All." Next week, pastor talked about not gossiping, watching your tongue. Song leader got up and led the song, "I Love to Tell the Story." Pastor got so frustrated, he resigned, told the congregation, "Jesus brought me here, and Jesus is taking me away." The song leader then led, "What a friend we have in Jesus." This is not doctrinally correct. It's just to make us laugh. But I heard about these 3 men, a Baptist, a Catholic, and a charismatic. They died and went to heaven on the same day. St. Peter said, "I'm sorry, men, but your rooms are not available yet." He didn't know quite what to do, so he decided to call Satan to see if he would keep them for a little while. Satan reluctantly agreed. In a few hours, Satan called back and said, "Peter, you got to come get these guys. The Baptist man is saving everybody. The Catholic man is forgiving everybody. And the charismatic has already raised enough money for air conditioning." I heard about these 3 people, a Russian, an American, and a blonde. They were talking one day, and the Russian proudly said, "We were the first ones in space." The American said, "Well, we were the first ones on the moon." The blonde said, "That's nothing. We're going to be the first ones on the sun." The Russian, the American, they laughed. They said, "What are you talking about? Can't go to the sun. It's too hot. You'd burn up." The blonde said, "We're not that dumb. We're going to go at night." Hold up your Bible.